Welcome back to Our Issues Milwaukee. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. Data shows that 93% of black homicide victims are killed by other blacks. With that said, Nation of Islam leader Louis Farrakhan has issued a clarion call for 10,000 fearless men and women to help stop the bloodshed in their communities. My next guests are here to tell us more about this effort to stop crime and save lives. Brother David Muhammad, he represents Mosque number 3, located here in Milwaukee, and Maurice Doc B. Beckley is a well-known DJ in the city that has joined the effort to help create change in our community. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here. And ironically, it was around this same time last year that Minister William Muhammad from Mosque number 3 was here discussing the 20th anniversary of the Million Man March. And it was actually during that time of the commemoration that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan made the call about coming up with 10,000 fearless people to help make a change in the black community. Tell us more about the purpose and the goal behind it.
Well, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, and we're again grateful to be here on your show, Andrea. He called last fall for 10,000 fearless peacemakers to go into the community and come in between the guns and our people to stop the beef and stop the killing. And that this was a two-front war, that many times we hear of issues of police brutality, and we definitely are angered at that as well. But it's hard morally to condemn one type of killing when we don't look harder at the killing that we're doing to each other in our communities. And so the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has called on us, myself as a member of the Nation of Islam and other members, to go and help train our people in the way of conflict resolution, violence de-escalation, and how to deal with our people, not from a mentality of self-hatred, but one that shows that we can treat our people with love, respect, and dignity, and make our community a safe and decent place to live.
Yeah, and that is what you hear a lot when people start talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. Right. People who are questioning and opposing are saying, but wait, look at the black on black crime. And so you bring out a great point in saying that, and I think it's refreshing to know that there is something that's being done in light of those statistics that stand. So this is something that's been done all over the country, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so
over 30 cities right now.
Over 30 cities. Doc B, and I call you that because we go all the way back. So how did you get involved with this particular movement?
Well, I've been on a mission to, instead of talking about things from the back end, or for lack of a better word, barbershop talking, or armchair quarterbacking, Monday morning quarterbacking, I said I want to get involved, so I got involved with the NAACP. I'm a member. I got involved with the Brentwood Health Organization, and I want to get involved with the LLC. And what I didn't want to do was be with someone who was, I wanted people that had inclusion. So they talked a lot about inclusion with the LLC, and that's local organizing committee. What they ironically or coincidentally said President Obama wasn't qualified to do, because he was nothing but a local organizing. Right. He was nothing but a community organizer. That's all he was. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay. I like his style. I think I'll do that.
You can get with that, right?
Yeah. So that's what made me jump on it. And even though we'll talk about it later, they didn't force me to be or join, or what I mean. It's not like I had to be a Muslim. I could be whatever faith I wanted to be, or not of any faith. It was all about the mentality and your love for community and people.
Yeah, and that's what you mean by inclusion. Participants are from different educational and socioeconomic backgrounds, as well as religious faiths, as he just said. How is the conflict resolution set up?
Well, the conflict resolution hotline that we've promoted throughout the city of Milwaukee is a hotline number that I know we're going to give a little bit later.
We can give it right now.
It's 414-369-2790. And that hotline number is what someone can call if they feel like there's a situation that's going to escalate into a violent act or some type of conflict that needs mediation, and they're willing to bring parties to the table. So someone can call this hotline number. They can also email stopthebeef414@gmail.com. We'll respond to them very quickly. and then we'll find out the details of the conflict, find out what's going on, the parties involved, and then if they have the contact information for the other parties involved, we listen more than anything else and call the other or contact the other people and see if we can get them to sit down for a mediation. We like doing the mediation in a secure environment and have it in a neutral ground and have people and parties that they respect present, but not the unnecessary company that might try and agitate a situation. And so we get to the root of conflicts, find out what's going on, and then make sure that other people can hear other parties, hear them out, so that we can de-escalate the tension. We've, by the grace of God, done about 6 successful mediations since the hotline was launched last November. Our first phone call came from people in Racine about some common ordinary situations. We've dealt from things where people owed somebody money for some, other, business arrangement, and they were ready to take it to another level. If things are about to pop off, so to speak. Then we had situations with other people who, are in the community who have problems with each other, and they don't want it to become something where there's long-standing tension. We've even had situations, myself and other community efforts, a Christian pastor, we went to the house of somebody who had recently had some gunfire in their direction. And then we talked to some of the other parties involved. Well, we did a mediation right under the streetlights at 9:30 at night.
Wow.
Just days after there was tension.
And if I may interject,
please.
If you notice, he didn't name any names. He didn't name any street blocks. So what the reason why is because it's confidential.
Right.
So we don't want people to think with this snitch, no snitch culture that and where social media takes things to another level. We want you to know that this is between the parties that be, and not even with police yet. That's not to say we won't involve police eventually, but we want to be that filter to take care of our own backyard first, and then help out, and then hopefully walk you in and make you be more comfortable to use the system. Because the system can be intimidating.
And the thing is when you look at some of the stories that have made the headlines and innocent lives have been taken because of people's beef, and the one that breaks hearts the most is these young men who are shooting into houses and they got the wrong house and they're taking the lives of children on the playground. You had Sierra Guyton and these guys were beefing over baby clothes, so these are things that you're saying, if you can step in and help kind of take this down 5 levels, then we won't have these type of situations.
And some of it is street beef. And obviously, this is a confidential hotline. Many of our people don't feel comfortable contacting law enforcement. And, we want to see, we don't want to see any more of our people go to the grave or to the jail cell, so to speak. We want to have our people at least live another day so they can make a better decision rather than make a permanent decision for a temporary, problem.
Yeah, but the question comes up, this could be dangerous for you guys at the same time though, right?
That's the fearless piece.
That's the fearless piece, okay.
And if you look at it like this, the Bible says perfect love casts out fear. And so if we love our people, we have to love our people more than they hate themselves. Interpersonal conflict is the #1 cause of violence in our communities. And interpersonal conflict is an outgrowth of a lot of the domestic violence in our communities. So part of what we do is community education as well as conflict mediation.
So it can go to any level, street beef, domestic violence, any of the things that are a concern, someone can use that hotline and get you guys involved.
And we refer people to services. We're definitely in working in concert with other agencies and social service providers, because a lot of times these services come on the scene, or our people reach out after it's too late, and we want to bring that opportunity to them to think through the problem before lifting up a gun to try and solve their anger issue in the moment.
We're connecting resources. We're connecting. We're working with those who maybe haven't come together before, and sometimes, no matter what level, there's conflict. And that's what we've been doing. I just want to also let you know that we're trained. We're not just winging it. So we're trying. I'm talking about hours and hours of training. So if we're not going to let anybody get out there and just wing it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna play Dr. Phil. So
Right. We won't just put a T-shirt on you and
They
put
won't
you out
play
there.
Dr. Phil, they'll play Dr. B.
Yeah, you're gonna play Dr. Phil, right.
So no, Dr. B, for those who don't know, you are a well-known DJ in the city. You're on local station V100, and then you've also been the official DJ for the Green Bay Packers, which is a huge deal, and many years in the community. So when you have somebody like Doc B
Right.
to get on board, who people know and respect, that
Absolutely.
has to be helpful in what it is you're trying to do.
Well, we've become like a tag team.
No doubt.
We go to
No doubt.
events and whatnot.
Who's the dude in the suit? Usually he's in the suit. But
Usually I'm in the suit,
but that's the whole thing. Like you know what I mean? It's interchangeable. It's not just one lane.
Yeah.
We're letting people know there's multiple
Right.
facets to our lives.
That's good. I think it's important, before we run out of time, how does somebody become a volunteer to join the 10,000 Fearless effort?
Okay, well, every Wednesday night at Muhammad Mosque number 3, which is located at 4202 North Teutonia Avenue, we have our local organizing committee meetings. We go through some of the 9 ministries because we do other types of community service. And then we also deal with conflict de-escalation and resolution training. So that's an ongoing thing where we not only just train, but we retrain, and then we recertify, and then we invite the community to come get this as well. And other agencies, community people are invited to participate, and share these resources, because this is a skill our people need.
Yes, and the Muhammad Mosque number 3, you guys tackle a lot of issues and discuss what needs to be done in the city, whether it's dealing with lead pipes or crime and violence in neighborhoods. You guys are looking for resolutions and always recruiting people to help make a difference.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Quickly, we've got about a minute. We've got the election coming up right around the corner, and Doc B, it's so important for young people and old alike to realize the power in the vote. Go ahead and encourage everybody watching why it's so important to vote.
Well, two reasons. One, you need to be registered in order so that the people who do the census and those elected officials, you put a little pressure on them to get your wants and needs. I mean, I have my own little campaign called the Peer Pressure Movement, the Positive Peer Pressure, because in the last election, which was August 9th, where we, chose the DA and Lena Taylor, and out of 100% of voters, only 18% voted. So I thought, while we're out here telling kids to pull their pants up and get registered and do this, we as the adults are the quote unquote responsible ones. We haven't done that as well. So I think it's a balance. The same thing we're doing. We're going to put a little police pressure on we're going to put pressure on the police, but we're also going to put pressure on our own to change the narrative. And voting is a big part of that, and getting involved and getting yourself educated about that is a part of that. So that's the peer pressure I'm putting on.
I like that kind of peer pressure. Thank you both
Are you
so
registered?
much.
Are you registered?
Of course I am.
Okay, well, I don't know.
Thank you both for coming by.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
us.
your
Thank you for
time,
having us.
and keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Brother David Muhammad, he represents Muhammad Mosque number 3, located here in Milwaukee, and Maurice Doc B. Beckley. He's a well-known DJ in the city, and he's part of the 10,000 Fearless effort. Again, the conflict resolution hotline, it's 414-369-2790, and that is going to do it for today's show. I'm your host, Andrea Williams. As always, I thank you for watching, and I hope you join us again next week as we take another look at our issues in Milwaukee. Have a great day.